All right, what is going on, Bulls Nation? So we are back again for another video, and today we are gonna talk about the trio. Is this gonna work? So can they coexist? We'll talk about it right after this intro.
You're listening to Chicago Bulls Nation, your home for all things Chicago Bulls.
All right, Bulls Nation. So you can't help but notice, and we have our doubts. We're not gonna lie here. When we signed DeMar, we questioned the fit between him and Zach. It sort of worked out on the regular season between both of them last year. Is it in part because of Lonzo? Maybe distributing the ball. I don't know. Is it in part that Zach was partially injured as of last year, so he gave DeMar all the freedom that he could. DeMar undoubtedly shined last year, and I never thought that would happen. I'm not gonna lie, I was confused about that signing, but it worked out, and it worked out well that DeMar actually became the Bulls' most or best player, even up to now. It's not even arguable. But you can't help but wonder, with DeMar aging, did he fall off completely? He had a bad game last game, right? A bad game. It doesn't mean that he's falling off. Maybe it is, but I highly doubt it. I think he's just had a bad game. He's entitled to have a bad game. But now it is showing the deficiencies of our three All-Stars. Could this work? Could this trio of All-Star work? The problem with this, in theory, is that our offense is going to be good. They're all going to get 20 points per game, and that by itself is going to be 60 points, right? We might give up a ton of points because they are not good defensively, but the other team can't also outscore us. That is the idea. If we can't stop them, they also can't stop us, right? But that's not the case. The other team could stop the Bulls. Case in point, the Thunder last time, the Bulls had a horrible, DeMar and Zach had a horrible shooting night. Actually, Levine is having a horrible season thus far, and hopefully he turns it around. But I guess the question begs is that, could this trio coexist? Meaning, are we gonna ride this the entire season to go through this ups and downs, and mostly downs, and not address the deficiencies that's in there when the three of them are in the lineup? When three of them are in the lineup, the defensive players are Patrick Williams and Ayo. Now, if let's say Lonzo comes back, then Lonzo's a good defensive player. There's 2 out of 5 that are good defensive players. DeMar has stepped up, the past game, not against the Thunder, but for the most part, he's a below average defender. Zach is the same way, and so is Vooch. So the question is, how long is this gonna work? Can we not address this? Are we hanging on to the idea that Lonzo's gonna fix this? Because we had this small sample size last year of, hey, we're number 1 in the East, because Lonzo was there and we're running, and somebody's hedging the point of attack. What if Lonzo comes back and he's totally different player? A step slower, doesn't have the rhythm and all that stuff. So are we gonna throw away the season? There's no incentive for the Bulls to throw away the season because we don't even have our pick this year. It's going to the Magic. So with that being said, what do we do? Who do we give up? Who do we just give away on this trade? Or if we are gonna trade, do we just cut our losses? In my opinion, the deficiencies are showing up. Teams already noticed it. They're doubling DeMar. And the idea is you can't, because you got 2 other All-Star in Zach and Vooch. However, Zach can't hit a shot, and Vooch settles for 3-pointers. I don't know if this is coaching or just a bad lineup construction, just a bad roster construction right here, or a little bit of both, or just both. I don't know. But the question is, how long are we going to ride this for? Because obviously it's not working. Even if it does, I don't know if this is sustainable in the playoffs. You always have that. You're always clinging to the hope that, hey, they're going to turn it around. These are a bunch of veteran guys, right? They're veteran guys, and they could turn this around. And they definitely could. The question is, will they? And how long do we have? Because looking at the East right now, it is loaded. And if we string a few more of these bad games, we're gonna find ourselves outside looking in, maybe go into play-in tournament. And yes, we are dangerous. We are the most dangerous play-in /8 seed if that ever comes down to that. Because I still personally believe with the talent that this team has, if they can find it to click together, they can compete with the elite teams. With that being said, every single game, that belief of mine kind of goes down. The only reason I still have that, I'm clinging on to that belief, is because of DeMar and the stars that's still in here. But if we could flip one of the guys, and that includes DeMar, to a more solid, a more sustainable lineup, that they're not, because it honestly it feels like Zach and DeMar and Vooch are just taking turns. I like a more cohesive team, a team that has more structure, meaning we know who's 1, 2, and 3. And if you're 3 and if you're not scoring, then do something else. That's kind of what Chris Bosh did with the Miami Heat. And I'm not comparing Miami to this. It's like this is not the big 3 Miami. However, Bosh adjusted. He became a really good defensive player, a good rebounder, and Vooch has not evolved to that yet. He became a spot-up three-pointer, and it works in stretches. He can make shots, but I would like to, if they are not going to make any changes, and I'm not even mad if they don't, but at least utilize the 3. Have some sort of hierarchy where DeMar eat first. Zach, if you're not making shots, you sit down. I know you're the future because we signed you with this massive contract. But be here while DeMar is here, and maybe once he leaves, maybe we'll trade you. I don't know. Honestly, I understand why the Bulls did what they did with Zach, but he got to show up. He just got to show up. If the Bulls are going to stick with these 3 guys, the roles needs to be more defined. Because right now, it doesn't feel that way. It feels like they're just waiting for their turn and then go on from there. Zach, get guard the perimeter. Vooch, defend the paint. DeMar, you're the one who's gonna score. And if Zach and Vooch, be ready, because if DeMar gets double teamed, then you take your shot. I don't know. I just feel like we need a bit more structure. But let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think these 3 guys can coexist? Do you think we can win a championship with this roster, with these 3 guys, or a change is inevitable? Let me know. Thank you for watching, and if you are a Bulls fan, please consider subscribing to the channel. I would highly appreciate that. Like the video, because it really does help out, reach this video to the other Bulls fans, and I would love to hear your thoughts, talk about the Bulls and all that stuff. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.